everybody. I'm Holly, aka the ScientoloGeek, and I want to welcome you all to a new episode of Flag Order Fridays. Now, we're going to be covering 4 sections of flag orders. Now, when I say sections, I'm referring to the actual numbered flag order itself, and then if there's any RS flag orders. So, like we have in this one, Flag Order 300 RS 16, I believe. So, when we go through those, we're going to cover those RS ones in the same one as the original number, even if the original number at the top left of the RS flag order doesn't match. If you want access to these flag orders, base orders, OT levels, I just put up the FOIA documents. If you want to see those, you can email me at scientologeek@gmail.com. The email address is in the description, as well as the link to my Discord server, where you can DM me directly and just give me a valid Gmail address to send the invitation out to. Without further ado, let's get started. So let's begin with flag order number 13 from the 17th of August, 1967, called Review Ordered to be done by Third Mate Enchanter.
Frank McCall is ordered to review for remedies A and B on the organization and organizations. Ron Pook is ordered to review to resolve his inaction in auditing. Ivor Norris looking for recent change in case and tracing same.
So these seem like auditing rundowns. We have Flag Order 297, but also known as Flag Order RS number 13 from the 15th of November, 1967.
Officer's Kit. A full officer's kit is to be provided. Bill Robertson, Commander M.S. Hubbard.
Oh, Commodore M.S. Hubbard. Mary Sue.
A full rating kit is to be furnished. George Gulpin, Leon Steinberg. Belts and other deficiencies are to be made up for the remaining Sea Org personnel aboard. Admin and course personnel are not entitled to uniform issue unless they join the Sea Org.
So this is where we mentioned Commodore. I don't know why I couldn't read that. I don't know why I couldn't remember Mary Sue Hubbard either for a minute there. Alright. Flag Order 14 from the 17th of August, 1967, called Blaming Mest, Ship's Org Book.
I've noticed that when personnel have been careless or incompetent to repair, they blame the MEST.
MEST, by the way, is Matter, Energy, Space, and Time. It is an acronym that is commonly used in Scientology to refer to the physical universe.
There is usually an effort to, quote, get off the hook and cover up lack of skill or industry. A case in point were sharp 5-watt walkie-talkies. To begin with, I got the system in and it worked. Only this one type of walkie-talkie could be gotten. Then a Spanish technician got at them and they ceased to work. He spread around that they were built to run only 1 hour. Oddly enough, my own ran constantly for months. There was nothing wrong with the sets. Better sets do exist, but were unavailable. In this way, the organization also cost a great deal of money. Perfectly operable material is replaced. The new material usually bogs too. For its competence in handling in most cases and competence in repair that is at fault. However, some units like Marconi equipment just doesn't work, never has, never will. But given good equipment to begin with, beware of alarming tales on how it won't work. It will if competently handled.
So it just kind of sounds like they were trying to scam Hubbard out of these walkie-talkies in order to buy new ones. Flag Order 298, also known as Flag Order RS-14, from the 15th of November, 1967, called Bonded Store.
Royal Scotman. The chief officer, without fail, at once is to arrange a bonded store for the ship for cigarettes, cosmetics, hose, minor extra clothing items, etc. The purser's to appoint a person to have it open at certain hours and be responsible for its contents and inventory. One of the bars can be used, or that aft restaurant locked coffee area.
So they're creating a little type of commissary. Flag Order 300, also known as RS-16, from the 16th of November, 1967, called Com System.
As the Royal Scotman is an organization ship, it must have and use the standard Scientology comm system. This consists of a comm center, a basket as a comm station for every member of the crew near the place of work, and an in-out basket for every admin person. The comm center contains a basket for every crew member. There's also a comm communicator. Pin or staple addressed envelopes to the back of letters so addresses won't be lost.
Just how to run a basic communication center. Flag Order 18 from the 18th of August, 1967, called Enchanter and Avon. or that go to the Enchanter and the Avon.
Enchanter work order. The two scarred areas on the starboard bow, the anchor plates in the stem, and all hull areas where bare metal shows must be sanded to bare metal, given a coat of primer and 2 coats of white. The preparation must be such as to show no roughness or evidence of the scar when complete. The radar tripod must be strapped to an angle iron by a vertical welded piece not left entirely to be supported by the pulpit. The radar tripod is to be cleaned off and given 2 coats of white. The sail covers are to be taken from store and used on the booms. A large aperture valve must exist on the freshwater cooling circuit such that it can be gradiently closed and will remain as set to adjust the flow of cooling water manually. In this way, if done correctly, one can get the engine temperature for cruising speed and have a properly warm engine. It cannot be let run entirely cold as it will waste fuel and wear excessively. A thermostat now removed had too small an aperture. The cooling flow unchecked is too cooling. Only a manual regulating valve can set the engine to run at the correct temperature. In mounting the starboard anchor on a rope hawser, enough chain must be on it to reach the winch drum. Otherwise it will sag in the hawse pipe.
Hawse? I don't know how to pronounce that.
Pipe as the rope will stretch. The 2 Danforths coming from New York must be looked into as they may be here. Avon. A boom support plate and 2 boom rig is cancelled and need not be done. A small crane reaching out 17 feet from centerline crank worked by hand or by diesel or by fair lead to winch is authorized for
Foxhole head? I don't know how to pronounce that.
It will be well if its boom can be unshipped. The 2 large chocks on the rail, one on each side at the stern, are to be removed. They can be placed on the forecastle's head to lead springs aft from the forecastle head bits. The small chocks on the stern rail, one on each side, are also to be removed. The square water port in the bulwark, port and starboard, forward of the aft bits, is to be reinforced and edged heavily to act as fair leads for springs. The captain's cabin floor under the table is to be completed. The clock on the wall plate should be centered. The steps should be converted to a small steep ladder to give room. Galley Avon. Remove large metal dish rack and install yacht wooden recesses for dishes in an L above workboard and a shelf on top for dry supplies used in cooking.
Just basic stuff on painting the radar, tripod, sail covers, aperture valves for the cooling. You had mounting starboard anchors. You had some other naval stuff on the Avon, which I don't understand half of it, so I'm not even going to try. So, we have covered some auditing-related reviews. So we're talking about Ivor Norris, Ron Pook, and Frank McCall. We've also got officers' kits, rating kits, and some of the other stuff that is going to the Sea Org in relation to their uniforms. We have blaming Mest, blaming the walkie-talkies and possibly getting scammed by the Spanish technician. Or just someone incompetent. We talk about a little store that's opening up on the ship. We talk about the communication center. And again, like I just said at the end, we covered that Enchanter and Avon work orders. There's not really much to say. I am kind of debating on holding off the flag orders and the base orders. I'm going to put a poll about that. But I don't know if I'm going to replace them with another series or use the available time that it'll give me to continue the data series until it's finished. And then once we start the new series, the assists, I can throw the flag orders back up. I don't know how you guys want to do this. Again, I'll put a poll out. So, I don't have much to talk about except like if you like the video, dislike if you don't. I don't really care. Comment with your feedback or questions, good, bad, or sideways, and subscribe to be kept up to date on future content. I'll talk to all of you later. See ya.